What up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Zano's Ball Radio. Hope you guys are doing all right on this Monday evening in College Park, Maryland. For me, the NBA starts up basically a week from today, next Tuesday, with the start of the NBA season. It can't get here closer enough at this point. I'm tired of watching preseason basketball. I just need to see everyone out there so we can really get this going. Now, today, not gonna be a little bit different, but we're gonna spice it up a little bit. We're gonna have some guests on today, pretty shortly. This episode or this radio show or this episode gonna be a little bit shorter. It's gonna be a little bit shorter, but it's gonna be very interesting. So today we talking NBA duos, the greatest of all time. What makes an all-time great duo? We're also talking New York Knicks, what we can expect from them this coming season. And again, we're going to hear from some fans. We're going to hear from some people who got some passionate takes about the Knicks and what they expect. We're also going to talk some LeBron retirement and what that little message meant and what we can expect from it. So that's this episode of Zano's Ball Radio. Let's get right into it. So NBA duos. When you think of an all-time NBA duo, you think of two all-time great players who have played at least 5+ years together and have shown that they can win at the highest level. Now, a lot of times, this can either be a guy like the Bulls with Jordan and Pippen, where you've got an all-time great guy in Michael and you've got an all-time great guy in Scottie, but they're not a Kobe and Shaq where they were like number 1 and number 2 in the league. So it gets kind of hard to measure what makes one duo greater. Is player A and player B just better than player C and player D and that makes them better? Or is it the rings? What is it? I'm going to try to break this down as best as I can and what makes an all-time great duo to me. So let's start with something more current. So when you think of, let's start with the Warriors, for example. When you hear of Steph and Clay as an all-time great duo, a lot of times it's not because people think Klay Thompson's just like all-time great player. It's just the fact that Steph and Clay have played so long together and they both won at the highest level. And while doing it, they created a dynasty in the NBA that will never be forgotten. But when you compare that to another all-time great duo on their own team, Steph Curry and Kevin Durant, who played 3 seasons together. But when they did, they won 2 championships. And obviously, Kevin Durant is a significantly greater player than Klay Thompson is. Now, does that make them a better duo is the question. Because when you look at it, right, Steph and KD, played 210 total games together. Their win percentage, including the playoffs, was 78%. That is the greatest of all time. Now, obviously, the sample size is not there compared to other guys who've Jordan and Pippen have played over 800 games and Magic and Kareem have played over 800 games. But in the time that they played together, they were seemingly unbeatable. And the year that they didn't win, Kevin Durant was injured. So it depends on what you value. Do you value how long you were together, or do you value how dominant you were when you were together? Because you can make the argument, well, Steph and KD are obviously the better duo than Steph and Clay. Well, when you really think about it, you can't always just go off. You can't always just go based on, player A is better than player B, and player C is better than player D, so that duo is better. I just think that's a flawed logic to have. When you think about, again, on-court fit also matters, and people don't usually tend to bring that up. Now, Steph and KD were a great fit together. But even when we swing it over to the person that they played against, Kyrie and LeBron. Now, their on-court fit worked very well. But again, they won 1 championship, and from there, it just kind of seemed like the longevity wasn't there to put them in that type of group. So, I'm going to stick to the 2000s and on. I'm going to stick to the 2000 and on. What are some of the greatest duos of all time? Now, Kobe and Shaq are obviously in there because, again, Kobe and Shaq, even though it was probably 6-7 years. Again, they three-peated, which is seemingly impossible to do in the NBA. Their chemistry was great, not off the court, and it obviously teetered off later into their tenure. But Kobe and Shaq, I don't think you can make an argument post 2000 of a duo better than those two guys. Now after that's where it gets relatively difficult, because again, you have LeBron and D Wade, who LeBron and D Wade were a shorter stint of a duo, and on court you could really make the case that they never were the perfect fit. Their games overlapped a bit, but again, they did win 2 championships, and the rings, regardless of how you think they played together or what you think the dynamic was as a fit on the court, rings boil down. That's just the reality of it. If you can dominate in that stretch of time that you've been together, especially in today's NBA where duos don't really last forever. They're not KD and Steph, LeBron and Kyrie, even KD with Harden and Kyrie. The duos don't last that long. So what you do during that time is going to make up whether people view you on this all-time great scale. And you have to win to enter the conversation of a Michael and Scottie and a Kareem and Magic. So after Kobe and Shaq, I'm between LeBron and Kyrie and LeBron and D Wade for that second spot. And it's well, you could say, well, the Heat won 2 titles compared to 1. But I like LeBron and Kyrie's on-court chemistry a lot more. I think they fit better together than LeBron and D Wade did. And then LeBron and D Wade also had the meltdown in 2011 that the Cavs never had. Obviously, Cleveland lost in 2017 and 2018. Well, 2018 they didn't have Kyrie, but in 2017. But that wasn't due to them melting down. It was more so due to them just not having enough talent to win. I don't really blame them for that. And again, I don't want to get into the weight of rings debate, but again, you can argue that 2016 ring holds a lot more weight than either of those Miami Heat rings, I'll be honest. And I mean, you can make the argument. I'd lean LeBron and Kyrie. Now it gets to, well, who's that third duo? Now, there are some duos I haven't named that I don't think will enter the conversation because they didn't win. But, I mean, even Chris Paul and James Harden, or Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, or KD and Kyrie. There's a lot of names you can throw in there. But to really make this list, you have to win an NBA championship. So, third, I'm going to lean Steph and Clay. Now, I get the argument for Steph and KD. I get it. I think if they played together for 3 to 4 more years, I think they'd honestly be in the top 3, and I don't think many people would question it because I think they would have 1 or 2 more championships. Steph and Clay are just the backbone of what they're the foundation of what people think of when they think Golden State Warriors. And the fact that they did it for so long together, and it seemed like no matter what piece you threw in or threw out or whoever left and came back, even if Clay wasn't really a crucial part of that 2022 ring, you can't really make much of an argument. Like, you can make an argument of KD over Clay as an individual player, but in terms of longevity, on-court fit, what they were able to accomplish together, Steph and Clay would be in there. So if I had to give a top 3, I go Shaq and Kobe 1. I'd actually probably put Steph and Clay 2, and then I would put Kyrie and LeBron 3. You can make an argument for LeBron and D Wade. I wouldn't be mad at you. You can make an argument for Steph and KD. I would not be mad at you. It depends what you value. All right. So, next up, we're going to talk some New York Knicks. And before we do that, we're going to go to break. And when we come back from break, we're going to introduce our first guest. See you shortly. All right, we're going to introduce our first guest. Let's see who we got here. Let's see. We're going to be talking some Knicks. We're going to be talking a lot. This is somebody who let's have him do this. Give me 1 second. We're going to go right back to break for a second and all right. Our first guest is here. What's your name and where you from? Who am I speaking with?
What's up, everybody? My name is Keon. I'm from New York. What's up?
All right, so this guy right here, I ain't gonna act like I don't know him. This is one of my close friends, and the season's coming right around the corner, and I'm like, we gotta talk some Knicks basketball. We gotta talk some LeBron retirement. So before we do that, you got any questions for me, Keon?
Of course. All right. Do you think the Knicks last year? Do you think their playoff run was a lucky run, or do you feel like it was all skill and basketball?
Do I think it was a lucky run? No, I don't. I honestly expected them to get even farther in the playoffs. I thought last year, again, with Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers, this was another step. Like, this was the year y'all had them. Y'all had them in terms of y'all having a top guy in Jalen Brunson, a top 10 to 15 guy. And y'all have Karl-Anthony Towns. And y'all have the supporting role player pieces. Y'all added the wing defenders that y'all thought y'all needed to get y'all to the next step. And I don't know if it was coaching. I don't know what it is. But it's like last year I felt like was the year. And I feel like everyone thought last year was the year for y'all to make it to the finals.
Nah, I agree. We had the expectation was very high. Once we got to that second round when Tatum got down, it was like, oh yeah, this is our year. The third finals. I mean, the conference finals for the third.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean. It was like, this is our year. We haven't been here for like 25 years. The Pacers look easier than the Celtics. What can go wrong right now? We're going to the finals. We're going to go against OKC. I maybe not beat them, but we're going to go to the finals this year. But we had a good shot there. Do you think we can get back to this season? Do you think?
I mean, y'all better. There ain't no Jason Tatum for the Celtics. We don't know what they gonna look like. Tyrese Halliburton's out for Indiana. Cleveland is Cleveland. We like you believe in them in the regular season. But then when it gets to the postseason, it's like, all right, Donovan Mitchell gonna show up, but Garland and Mobley, like, where are y'all? So I mean, yeah. Besides them, I mean, Orlando's fine. I mean, I don't really know what we're gonna expect from them in terms of a championship contender. But it's like, yeah, this is the year. This is the year for y'all.
Definitely.
This,
so definitely a top 3 team.
I mean, yeah, y'all. I mean, if y'all are not a top 3 team, there's gonna be some questions. And the first question I'm gonna ask you though, because I feel like most Knicks fans probably feel this way, but I feel like a lot of people outside the league, or not outside the league, but a lot of other fans who don't support this team might not think so. So do you think Jalen Brunson, and answer this question yes or no, do you think Jalen Brunson can be the best player for y'all to win a championship?
Yes, I agree. He needs a good supportive team. We try to get like other players. We try to get the Villanova brothers back again. Jalen Brunson has that
dog. That dog.
He has that dog in him that he really wants. Getting him from Mavs, he was showing some numbers. It couldn't work in the Mavs. So like now he has his own team. He just needs the pieces to help him to get back into the finals or get him to the finals.
Okay.
He just needs a supporting team. That's really it. You can't do it all by yourself. We try to do it with Randall. It didn't work. Now we got Cat. Cat's a big upgrade. We just need that team, like the backup team, the bench,
Okay.
to pull through.
So a big part of the bench is with y'all's last coach. The bench was a big problem because we all know Tom Thibodeau. He don't like playing his bench, and he will play Mikal Bridges and OG 40 minutes a game in the regular season. And when it gets to the playoffs, they're worn down and they're maybe not the defenders they used to be. So now y'all added Jordan Clarkson off the bench. Y'all added Gershon Yabusele off the bench. Who's gonna be a good role player for y'all. Y'all are hoping for another step from Deuce McBride so that in certain situations he could play over Josh Hart when teams aren't guarding Josh Hart. Hopefully now Mitchell Robinson can play consistent minutes. And I mean he's good when he's out there, but I'm saying consistent minutes, high 20s into the 30s, so that Cat don't always got to play the 5. Because when Cat plays the 5, we know that y'all are kind of iffy defensively. So, what do you think? What are your expectations for Mike Brown coming in, and what are you hoping to see from him that maybe Thibodeau didn't do?
So yeah, Mike Brown. My expectations for Mike Brown is it's gonna be a good start. Like him compared to Tom, he has a positive record for playoffs, so that's a good start. I wanted Mike Malone low key because he also has like a good positive record in the playoff, but Mike Malone is like a step. The only thing that Tom is a good like defensive coach. You know, he does run his players to the dirt even in the regular season. Give them 40 something minutes. At least like 3 or 4 of the starters were playing at least 40 minutes in the season, in the NBA season alone. Like top. So like they get burnt out by the time they get to the playoffs. The whole team be injured. That's what happened last season. I mean, the season before that, when the whole team was injured. We barely had any players to put out. But like Mike Brown, his resume shows. He has to. He has to. He has all the cards in his hand. He just gotta play it right. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
like
yeah. I mean, Mike
no
Brown.
competition really.
Go ahead.
He has no competition really to stop him. Like I think they should have gave Tom another year, like one more chance. But he has to meet expectations with that Tom did last year, getting them to the conference finals. Basically the same team, so there should be no reason why you shouldn't get there.
Yeah. I mean, there's expectations. There's last year. I mean, I feel like for the majority of Tom Thibodeau's like tenure with the Knicks, there was a lot of fans. Obviously, the big thing was the rotations, but it was like there was another thing where it was, okay, can we not overuse Jalen Brunson to where when we get in the playoffs, it's ISO Jalen Brunson, ISO, 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 ISO. Can we get some movement within the offense? And I think that's something that Mike Brown is going to bring. He's going to have Jalen Brunson moving more without the ball, and that's going to require Deuce and some of these other guards to be able to run the show. But it's going to look different. Like as a Knicks fan, I'm sure you're used to seeing a million Jalen Brunson and Cat pick and rolls and Jalen Brunson ISOs. And if that's not there, kick it out to OG for open shot. But this year, I feel like Knicks fans got to get used to seeing it look different. Where like, okay, Jalen Brunson might not have the ball in his hands all the time. He might not score 20, like he might not score 30 every night, like in the beginning, but it's like that's just a part of preserving him for the playoffs so that when it gets to the time in the playoffs, we know he's going to have the ball. But that's what I'm looking forward to seeing with the Knicks. What are you hoping to see from Jalen Brunson besides like the stuff that he's already doing?
Um, you know, stay consistent. Well, he's always been consistent. Dropping the numbers that he's been dropping. Just continue playing. Continue playing. I don't really expect so much from Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson's gonna ball out. It's his supporting cast that I'm worried about. Because if Jalen Brunson doesn't drop, if Jalen Brunson's having a struggle game, it has to be Cat. And if it's not Cat, then who else is going to show up? Either it's going to be OG Anunoby or it's going to have to be Michael Bridges.
Sunni.
Or it's like we need a supporting cast. Like you know how that's literally what happened during the playoffs last year. Like if let's say Brunson has one bad game, he's not really doing like his performance wise. He's not really doing good, and defensively he's not a defensive player. So Cat has to step up, and if Cat's not stepping up, the matchup is not looking right for him. Who else is gonna take that spot for him? Michael Bridges had to step up. I saw Deuce was stepping up a little bit. It wasn't really enough. OG had his games, but it's not consistent. Hart is just Hart. He's not gonna put up no crazy numbers, but he's gonna get you the dirty work and get you the rebounds and assists and
All right.
get you little points.
Let's start here then. Let's build on that. Out of everyone on the Knicks, who do you expect to have the most surprising year out of everyone on the team? Maybe someone that people might not think of that, like, all right, this guy's gonna shock some people, maybe besides the obvious like Cat and Brunson, because we kind of know what we're gonna get from them.
Shit, man. I don't know. Probably, I just need, like, if we have a consistent OG Anunoby or a consistent Michael Bridges, at least. Because OG Anunoby, he can score. Besides the defense, he can low-key score. He can get you a little couple buckets. Shoot a little, like, 1, 2, 3. He can get you some buckets. Michael Bridges, he's that guy that shoots in the corner, or like, he'll get you those middies here and there. I'm not really sure how much he averaged last year, but I'm gonna.
You got to pick one, Keon. Let's hear it.
17 points. If I had to pick one,
yep.
I need OG.
I mean, OG averaged 18 points a game last year. He averaged 18 points a game. Shot 37% from three. Like, I mean, like, he does his job, and it's like if Mike Brown can get him more involved offensively, again, when that's going to involve Jalen Brunson to play without the ball, then that's what y'all are going to need. Because Jalen Brunson can't be ran into the ground by midseason like the way Thibodeau is doing it. So that's interesting. So I know you're not a big stats guy, but I'm gonna read off some stats, and I'm basically just gonna try to play this into what this will look like on the court. So last year, again, the Knicks were a very good offensive team. They were 5th in the NBA in offensive rating, just how good your offense was. They were 5th in the NBA. They were 14th in defensive rating. That's middle of the pack. And a lot of times, people think that is because, or not people think, you see it, is because when Cat is at center, compared to when Mitchell Robinson's in the game, y'all can't protect the rim. When Cat's in the game at the 5, and they're putting him and Jalen Brunson in ball screens, they're going at Cat every time. To where when Mitchell Robinson's in the game, you're sure that, all right, he's going to rebound and protect the rim. But the problem is, Mitchell Robinson can't play no heavy minutes. So my question is, do you think the Knicks' best lineup is with Cat at the 5? Because with Cat at the 5, you get the offense, you get the spacing. But when Cat's at the 4 with Robinson in there, you get the defense, but you might not get the offense. So which one are you preferring for the Knicks, one of the better lineups?
I prefer to have what's his name? Robinson in the starting lineup as a 5.
Okay.
We saw last year in the playoffs, even with the Pacers, it was not looking too good. Robinson was having a good season. I mean, a good run in that playoff run, which surprised me. I'm not gonna lie, but like you said, he can't stay on the floor. He gets tired too easily. He gets fatigued. Injuries is really a problem for him as well. He's a good defensive player that we need. He blocks shots. Lobs. We get those rebounds really well. But putting Cat at the 5 is not really defensively good. He was getting exposed last season. So we need Robinson, or at least a good, like a solid 5. Don't really got. We should have looked in the market and tried to get somebody to stretch the floor out a little bit. So you could still put Cat at the 4 and get like a stretch big, probably like a 5.
Well, like an Al Horford type player, or like a Brooke Lopez, like somebody who could just like shoot threes, but just
Right. Someone who can shoot threes a little bit, stretch the floor out. So you can have like an ISO with Brunson,
Mm-hmm.
kick it out, or even crash the boards a little bit. They could work something out with that. But stretch five, Dave would be great. But it's not. But Robinson is not a bad player because we need him defensively. And defensive, like you said, we were the 14th last season,
Mm-hmm.
so we need to increase that in this season.
So Mitchell Robinson played, the last time he played over 60 games was 2021, 2022. He played 72 games. After that, he played 59 games, 31 games, and then last year he played 17 games. So, I mean, yeah, like y'all need him to stay healthy for anything to correlate, because y'all need him like as a backing guy of your defense. All right, we're kind of getting quick on time, so these next few are going to be kind of a speed through. Now, Giannis, I've brought up Giannis to you, and I brought it up to other Knicks fans, and a lot of Knicks fans are like, "Nah, we're not trading for Giannis." However, I'm gonna bring up a few. I'm gonna bring up a few packages, and you're gonna let me know yes or no for Giannis. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
So the first package for Giannis is gonna be Karl-Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges, and 2 unprotected first-round picks for Giannis. Yes or no?
No, not doing it.
Why?
Just it's risky. It's not risky. Giannis is a great ass player, but
Damn right he is.
I feel like we're right there, all right, at that finish line. We just gotta push through. We can win without Giannis. And we're literally gambling if we put all our chips in with Giannis. But I can't set no trades right now. I feel like we just got to the conference finals. I need to see another run with this team again. Then we could talk about trades. But
no,
this team needs to not doing it.
All right, I'm gonna give you one more. Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, and 4 unprotected first-round picks. That means you get to keep OG, you get to keep Brunson, you get to keep Cat. So, yeah, Mikal, Josh Hart, and 4 unprotected first-round picks. I don't even know if y'all have that many, but if y'all do, we're using them. Yes or no?
Okay, that I'll take. And I'll explain why. We get to keep 3 good players, 3 key players. On top of that, we have a power forward. Or no, well, Giannis. Yeah, we put power forward, put him as power forward.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good ass player. I mean, if we get that as a deal, I'm taking that in my sleep.
Yeah, but I mean, the Bucks GM might get fired if that happens, but
literally, but they just giving away for cheap. But that's a good trade. I'll take it. The Knicks win in that situation.
Okay.
I don't care about the Bucks.
All right. I just want to see where your head was at. Again, yeah, a lot of Knicks fans. I mean, I didn't even bring up Jalen Brunson because I know like the Knicks have already ruled him untouchable on any deal like that. But I just want to see where people's head at. Like, are you again like Knicks fans who are saying that y'all are right there? If y'all are right there, then y'all need to go for it. Then, like, this is the only chance. Like, if y'all get Giannis, y'all have the 2 best players in any series that y'all play in. I mean, until Tyrese and Tatum come back, and even then, y'all still might. So again, I feel like this is probably the second straight year now where the Knicks are coming in where it's like they should be the favorite to win the East. And maybe not last year with Boston, but they were one of them. So let's see what happens there. I don't know. Y'all got a lot of changes, a lot of things that are kind of changing around with your bench and your coaching unit. So we're gonna have to see it. Let's pivot to this, and this is gonna be our last little thing that we talk about. So last week I came up here and I talked about how, or I tried to anticipate what the LeBron announcement was. And he announced it at 12 o'clock the next day on Tuesday. And my thought process was, well, he got to be retiring if he's making it a second decision. What could possibly top the first decision? And I was like, it has to be the retirement. If it's not retirement, then come back to me in a week, because then I'm gonna have some stuff to say. And of course, it was a Hennessy ad. And again, like, I could go in here and sit here and hate, or whatever the case may be. Say this is another way for LeBron to put the attention on him for the start of the season, especially when he's not even going to play for the first month. But I'm not. I digress. I'm not going to sit here and go and hate. So I'm gonna turn the question this way. I'm not gonna ask about the ag because I mean, bro, who cares after this point? Like, he's not retiring. Do you think? Let me ask you this: do you think how many more years do you think LeBron has?
The way he's playing right now, 3 years max. 3 years max. Max. That's 3 years max.
So including
3 years
this
is
season. So you're saying
Yeah.
this season and then 2 more.
2 more. Yep. Yes.
So LeBron would probably be like 42 at that point. You think he would do that?
I mean, he got it. He got it in him, bro. He got it in him. I can see that happening. He's not. In 1 to 3 years, I don't see it happening. I don't see him staying for 1 to 3 years. But 3 years max, yes. 3 years max, I can see it.
Okay. Do you think? Because I mean, at this point, I was like, well, I'm asking a Knicks fan, but I mean, I'm kind of also asking a Lakers fan. So, do you think? Do you think? And just chill, just chill. But do you think? What do you think the Lakers' title chances are with LeBron there? Like, do you think they need to make another move right now, or do you think they can go win it this season?
100% they need to make a move. They need to make a move. The West is very competitive. We just saw OKC just take it this year. They have a lot of contenders over there. They got the Nuggets. They got to contend with. That was a tough team for the last couple of years. There's a lot of other teams on the rise right now. They got Luka, but they gotta they in a playoff situation, in a 4-game situation, it's gonna be tough for them. They can win regular seasons no matter what, but the playoffs is a whole different ball game.
So you know that LeBron's the number 2 option now, right?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. As long as you admitted that, because some LeBron fans don't like to admit it. Because this is probably and let's be honest, this is probably the first time LeBron's been on a team and there's someone definitively been better than him on the team. Like, that's probably never happened before. Like, I mean, AD, but not like you couldn't definitively say he was better than LeBron. Luka's probably the only person that LeBron's played with in his career that at this point in time, not all time obviously, but at this point in time is definitively better than LeBron. You can agree with that.
All right, yeah, you could say that right now. Yes, Luka's better than LeBron, right?
Yes.
All time, hell no.
Obviously not. But the point I'm making is that you're aware that this is his team, and honestly, I mean, if you're looking at it from my perspective, I think the more you manage LeBron and know that, okay, in the playoffs, LeBron can give you, he might not give you 2018 playoff Bron, but he could give you a few of those games. So y'all just gotta get him to the playoffs, preserve him, and let Luka do all the regular season work, so that when it gets down to playoff time, LeBron is not broken down and he could still add a few things there. I mean, again, it's still dependent on the rest of the team, like DeAndre Ayton. I mean, I don't. I mean, he's gonna be a roller coaster. I mean, like, I feel like y'all are gonna end up either hating him or like loving him. There's nowhere in between. I mean, I feel like he's y'all D'Angelo Russell replacement. Like, he's gonna drive y'all crazy.
No, fact, yeah, I agree too. It's gonna be a weird situation, love or hate, after this season. So we'll see.
Okay. Last thing, Knicks or Lakers? Who's gonna have? I'm asking you 2 questions. Knicks or Lakers? Who's gonna have the better regular season record?
Of course, the Knicks.
Of course, the Knicks.
I love LeBron.
Okay.
The Knicks are gonna have a better
regular season record. All right. Next question. Who's gonna go farther in the playoffs? Knicks or Lakers?
The Knicks.
Okay. So the Knicks are making it where this season?
They're making it to at least the conference finals, 3rd round.
Okay. And how about the Lakers?
It just depends on who they play.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
It depends. It just depends. First 2 rounds. The first 2 rounds. If they go like what? They 8th seed. I don't see them being 8th seed though. But
Yeah.
I see them. I don't know. What seed do you think they're gonna get? At least they can
I
get.
don't know. I mean, it's like I said, it's just depending on the matchup. I'll be honest. Like they could be the 2 seed and play the wrong team and then lose, or they could be the 7 seed and play the right team and win. So I don't really know.
Exactly.
So I mean,
That's true.
I just wanted to hear your take on the record, because in a few months I'm gonna come back to this to see what the Knicks and Lakers are doing, and if you're wrong, I'm gonna call you out on it, and we're gonna have this conversation again, and then we'll have this conversation again closer to the playoffs. And in playoff time, and I just want to see if you stand on what you said. So we got all the evidence here. We're gonna see how the Knicks do. A lot of changes, getting new coaching changes, new bench changes. Thank you, Keon, for coming on, being my first guest. We're gonna have some more guests coming on as time goes on, as the season starts. But Keon, I appreciate you for coming on, and go Knicks.
Yes, of course. Go Knicks. Go Knicks. Invite me anytime back. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right. The Knicks, yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to see. Time will tell. I gave my expectations to them last season, and they kind of disappointed me. There's no Hallie Demons this year. Cleveland, I guess, is the scariest team. We're gonna have to see. I don't know. But that's gonna be this episode of Zayno's Ball Radio. I appreciate you guys for listening. Next week will basically be the day before the season opener. So we're going to have a lot to talk about there. Probably do some game predictions. We'll do some other stuff. I'm going to keep some of that stuff a surprise. But thank you guys for listening. Zayno's Ball Radio. I will catch you guys next week.